Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're digging into something you see every time you shop, but maybe don't always think about: the global packaged food private label market.
That's right, we're talking store brand.
Exactly. Those products that maybe used to feel like a second choice, well, now they're often leading the way.
It's a huge shift.
So the question is this just about saving money right now? Or is it something bigger, a real lasting change in how we think about quality, about value?
Good question.
Our mission today is to really unpack the latest market forecasts. We want to understand why these store brands are booming, what's actually driving that growth, and, what it all means for you, the consumer, wherever you are in the world.
Mm.
Okay, let's unpack this. We've got some pretty illuminating data here from cognitive market research.
Yeah, and it really is eye-opening when you look closely. The scale of this market's growth is, well, it's pretty surprising. It tells a story.
A story of transformation, you mean, not just a blip.
Exactly. This isn't just a passing trend. It's significant.
Okay, so let's paint that big picture then. This isn't just a few new items on the shelf, right? We're seeing a whole segment of the market growing incredibly fast. It's actually reshaping retail, reshaping our choices. How big are we talking?
We're talking really big. So globally, the revenue for these packaged food private labels was around, $210.84 billion back in 2021.
Okay.
And it's projected to climb to nearly $318.62 billion by 2033.
Wow, that's over $100 billion more.
Right. And that translates to a compound annual growth rate, a CAGR of about 3.5%,
Right.
almost 3.5% year on year.
Okay, 3.5% CAGR. What's behind that number? What are the core drivers?
Well, it's interesting because it's not just about price anymore, though that's still a factor, of course.
Right.
A big part is this really noticeable increase in consumer trust in the private label brands themselves. People believe in the quality now. Then you've got retailers getting much smarter with their competitive pricing strategies. And fundamentally, there's just a rising demand globally for packaged food that's, high quality but still affordable across loads of different categories too.
So it sounds like that perception has really shifted. It's not just the cheap option. Consumers are actively choosing these now. Why? What changed things?
That's a great point. It's really been an evolution. I mean, yes, price was the hook initially.
Sure.
But then retailers started investing, seriously investing in R&D. They started matching, sometimes even beating, the national brand formulas.
Ah, okay.
Or they got innovative in areas where the big brands were maybe a bit slow. Think about certain supermarkets launching really good private label wines or fantastic organic ranges.
Yeah, I've seen that.
That wasn't just about being cheaper. It was a quality statement. It made people rethink. They showed they could deliver value and quality. And that's powerful.
Redefining value, almost. So, okay, this isn't just abstract numbers then. It affects what you actually see, what you choose when you're shopping. So what does this all mean for your next grocery run? And why should you care about store brands suddenly booming? It feels like a big shift in the retail world.
It really is.
And here's where it gets really interesting. Let's look at the map. Which regions are really pushing this forward and why?
Okay, so North America is definitely the leader, no question.
Right.
I mean, just to give you a sense of scale, the projection is for that market alone to grow from about $88.59 billion in 2021
$88 billion?
to over $130 billion by 2033. So a jump of, over $40 billion just in North America?
It's huge.
It's like building a whole new massive market just for store brands. And within that, the United States is, it's dominant. You've got strong supermarket and hypermarket penetration. Basically, these big stores are everywhere, making private labels easy to find, very visible.
Makes sense.
Plus, really advanced supply chains, making it all efficient. And crucially, that growing consumer preference we talked about. People like the store brands now.
And Canada.
Canada's doing well, too. Steady expansion. Looking at a 3.94% CAGR. That's pretty strong. It seems supported by more health-conscious private label options popping up, and also, significantly, the growth in online grocery shopping. E-commerce is playing a role there.
Okay, so North America's leading. What about Europe? Similar story or different dynamics over there?
It's fascinating, actually. The overall trend is similar growth, but Europe definitely has its own flavor.
How so?
Well, it holds a really substantial share of the market. It's growing from about $78 billion in 2021 to a projected $114 billion by 2033. So still very significant growth.
Right.
Within Europe, the UK and Germany are really key drivers. Germany, in particular, has a robust EAGR, 3.74%.
Higher than the overall average.
Exactly. And a big reason for that seems to be this rising demand for organic and sustainable private label foods.
Ah, so it's not just price there either. It's about specific values.
Precisely. It shows it's about meeting these evolving consumer needs, healthier options, more ethical choices. Then you've got France and Italy also showing steady expansion. And the rest of the Europe segment looks promising too, especially driven by Eastern European markets. They're really embracing modern retail formats, supermarkets replacing smaller traditional shops.
Got it. Okay, so North America strong, Europe substantial and evolving. What about Asia Pacific? You often hear about massive growth potential there.
Absolutely. And the numbers back that up. Asia
What?
Pacific is showing one of the strongest growth trajectories globally.
Okay.
We're looking at an increase from roughly $27.6 billion in 2021 to over $46 billion by 2033. That's a CAGR of 4.43%.
Wow, that is strong, over 4.4%.
Yeah, and India is a real standout within APAC. An incredibly impressive TGI forecast there, 5.92%.
Nearly 6%. What's driving that in India?
It's a combination of factors. Rapid urbanization, for one, more people moving to cities, increasing disposable income so people have more to spend, and a definite shift in preference towards value-for-money packaged foods as modern retail, supermarkets and hypermarkets become more common.
Makes sense. And the rest of Asia Pacific.
Also showing really robust growth, particularly in Southeast Asia. You see modern trade channels expanding quickly there, plus this whole convenience trend, people wanting easy-to-prepare packaged foods. That's boosting private labels too.
It seems like this trend is genuinely global then. Are there other key regions we should touch on?
Definitely. While North America, Europe, and APAC are the giants, we're seeing important growth elsewhere too. Look at South America.
Okay.
It's expanding from about $9 billion in 2021 to a projected $14 billion by 2033. That's a 3.74% CAGR, same as Germany's actually.
Interesting. Who's leading there?
Brazil is the main driver, again, growing supermarket presence and strong demand for affordable staples. But you're also seeing Argentina and Chile gaining traction, offering more diverse private label food ranges now.
And the Middle East? Africa?
Both showing upward momentum. The Middle East market is growing from around $4.5 billion to over $6 billion, about a 2.8% CAGR. The UAE and Saudi Arabia are key there, especially with demand for more premium and health-focused private labels.
Premium private labels. Okay.
Yeah, it's not always just about the lowest price point. And then Africa, expanding from just under $3 billion to over $4 billion by 2033. That's a 3.36% EGAGR. Again, driven by expanding modern retail infrastructure and packaged goods becoming more affordable for more people.
It really paints a picture of a worldwide shift, even in markets where modern retail is still developing.
Absolutely. It underscores the global nature of this.
So if we try and, connect all these regional dots, what's the bigger picture takeaway here? How is this fundamentally changing things?
Well, if we step back, what's truly fascinating is how these trends are really reshaping the whole food retail landscape. It's not just tinkering around the edges.
Right.
We're seeing this market enter a really exciting phase of growth. And like we've said, it's driven now by much more than just competitive pricing. It's about that constant quality improvement and, crucially, how consumer perceptions have evolved. People trust store brands in a way they didn't before.
So what does that mean looking ahead for the next decade?
I think we'll definitely see retailers doubling down on this, leveraging innovation, new products, better quality, focusing on sustainability, which is clearly important to many consumers now, and using digital channels much more effectively to promote and sell their private labels. They're aiming to capture an even bigger slice of your spending. It's less about just competing with national brands now and more about building loyalty to the retailer's brand.
So what this all means for you as a consumer looking ahead, it's not just about maybe finding a cheaper alternative for pasta sauce anymore.
No, it's more profound.
It seems like there's a fundamental power shift happening. Your loyalty isn't just automatically given to the big famous brand name. It's increasingly being earned by the retailers themselves who are innovating like crazy with their own brands.
That's a great way to put it.
It means, maybe without even realizing it, you're part of this quiet revolution every time you choose that store brand item.
Yeah. Your choices are shaping the future of the shelves.
So let's sum it all up then. The rise of private label packaged foods, it's clearly not just some small niche trend. It's not just a corner of the supermarket anymore.
No way.
It's a global phenomenon. And it's transforming how we shop, what we eat, and maybe even how we define value.
Absolutely.
Which leads to a final thought for you to consider. Given this rapid evolution, this sustained growth we're seeing, What impact do you think this will ultimately have on those traditional big-name food brands in the years to come?
Good question.
Will they adapt? Will they have to change their game significantly? Or could some of them actually become the niche players with private labels taking over the mainstream? Something to think about.
Definitely food for thought.
Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into the numbers and trends shaping our food choices today.